Welcome back to the Outlaw Ranch. After stewing on these couple of issues that I was having yesterday, one of them being the lack of clearance between the kicker and the upper links, and the second one being this angle back here not being very much. I think each one was only 14 or 15 degrees here. What we're going to do first is I'm going to come over here and we are going to raise this bracket so that this upper or this lower hole here is at the exact same height as the rear here on the axle. So it's like 13.5 inches, which represented by this purple mark. So we're going to bring this hole up so that it's in line with that. That'll be step number one. When we raise this up, that should pull those tabs up a little bit more towards the center of the truck. So we're going to check that out first. We'll see what that looks like. And if we have to, then we'll start trimming our PVC upper links until we can find a length that will allow for more angle between those and some clearance. So stand by, folks. We got a little bit of work to do. That's the game plan. Let's get at it. Okay, that says 19.6. That would be the degrees out of 90 each one of these is at now. So that puts us not quite at 40 degrees for the pair. The only other issue I'm having here is you can see that those aren't quite lining up. It looks like this one here is a little further back, and that's probably just because that bracket hasn't been moved exactly into place like this one has. The other problem is you can see it gets very tight between the bracket and that jam nut. In fact, if that jam nut is turned like that one is, it's gonna touch. So these brackets weren't designed to be run that way. I actually have them flipped 180 degrees over. Normally the long tab goes back instead of going forward. But I can probably clearance that, and that's how those line up best with the bolt heads on the top hat here. You can see, you can get a wrench on all of those bolt heads as they sit right now. So that's a big relief. The other thing I did, I got this raised up to about that purple mark there. So the distance between the lower link and the upper link at the frame mirrors the distance between the upper and lower links at the axle. So we're getting somewhere. And you can see by raising that, we have created all kinds of real estate between the kickers here and what will be our new links. Now our new links are, of course, significantly thicker than this is. This is a very thin, it's just PVC. So, but it looks like we're gaining the room that was needed. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish fine tuning this, and then we'll get everything kind of tacked in, see how it looks, make sure that we can match, both sides and get those tabs there to really line up well. Maybe even clearance them just so that that nut will clear a little better. But anyways, we're getting somewhere. Stand by, we got a little bit more work to do. All right, y'all. We have this bracket very close to where it needs to be. We'll take our angle finder and we'll double check everything. But it looks like it's straight on with the axle and everything like that. The little issue that I was having by turning these brackets around the other way is this nut. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come in right here with my Portaband and just cut out a little notch on all four of those so that that nut will clear. The other thing I just solved was this issue right here. These brackets are now equal and mirror image of each other. They come right to the front of the top hat there. We have access to all of our bolts. So everything is as it should be. So I'm going to tack this upper link mount on the driver's side in place. Once I get it perfect, then we'll go to the other side and make it a mirror image. So stand by, folks. A little bit more work to do. All right, we have our upper link mounts here on the cradle tacked in, passenger side, driver's side. Everything's good there. I suppose the next thing I had ought to do before I get too carried away here is I ought to pull this top hat off altogether and finish welding inside these brackets there. Get this rear one done, and of course up inside there. That's not done yet either. Before I get to welding those tabs on and putting the links in and making it so I have to unbolt more to finish the job. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull those fake links down, and we're gonna pull that top hat. We'll take it over to the welding bench over here, and we'll finish welding it. So stand by, folks. We got some more work to do. All right, folks. We got this stuff here finished welded. This is our top hat. It's all done. And I just finished notching the tabs that go on the top hat here for the upper links. I cut them on my chop saw, so there is just a little bit of an overcut on some of these. I don't know. I'll probably just stitch a couple of these up with the welder real quick. Nothing too extreme. I was trying to cut it with the Porta-Band over here, but what kept happening is because this was at such an angle, the blade kept, deflecting this way or this way. So I ended up using the chop saw. I think it'll be okay. We'll just put a couple of little stitches in these corners here from that little bit of overcut. I probably shouldn't have cut all four at once. If I'd have just done one at a time, it would have worked probably better, and I wouldn't have had this overcut. But we'll fix it. It's okay. Stand by. We got some more work to do. All right. Top hat's cooled off. We have it reinstalled. And right now, I'm just cleaning it up here so that we can get our top link tabs here mounted. You can kind of see where I have them traced in there, so I know where they went. We took a quick measurement so that we could duplicate it again. This link is just tied up out of the way right now. I did install the actual links again, and I'm trying to clean up these tabs here so that we can get, nice good welds, so we have nice clean metal to work with. So it's coming. Still trying to work this all out. I'll get these, hopefully I'll get them tacked in and spaced exactly where they need to go. And maybe we can actually start burning this stuff in and making it more permanent. So stand by, more work's coming along. All right, y'all. We have these tacked in place here. We're not going to fully burn them in with these Heims installed. We don't want any of that heat to get transferred into those bushings or anything. But let's come around to the back, and I'll show you guys just how good we got this, or I got this here. So there's our center line. We're exactly centered. We have these going straight at the other links here, or at the cradle here. Everything is nice and straight. These are exactly the same angle. I measured them with my little angle finder here. It's a little digital angle finder. It's well worth the purchase price. So everything is as good as I know how to make it. That's a huge relief. That means all the links are installed on this truck now. All the links are installed on the rear of this truck. Next up is the front. And because the front should mirror image the rear. It should be just rinse and repeat, but we'll find out some more when we get to it. For right now, that's going to do it for today. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I keep saying it, but it is such a thrill and an honor that anybody would want to watch my ramblings and my very slow work. I'm trying to figure this out as I go. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a fabricator. This is just reading, learning, watching, some mock-ups, some doing and stuff like that. So I appreciate it very much. I've been fortunate to pick up some more subscribers. Thank you guys for that. It really is a huge thing for me. So thank you. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe. And I hope to catch y'all in the next one.